Hey guys, what's up? Somebody give me a 5 for 5 if you would before we get going. This will be a really quick one. I just want to pop on and let you guys know what's up. I'm going to be doing another live show here in just a few minutes too over on the lifeboat. We're going to be talking about addiction, obviously, and alcoholism and the pattern of which you follow. It should be interesting. I've got some good stuff to share with you guys. But as far as space weather goes, guys, that's what we're here for. So we do have some stuff going on. Okay, we definitely got some stuff going on. I'll just put it that way. And we'll just get going here. Okay. This will be a short one, guys. So I know I said that. I know I'm already squirreling a little bit, but just trying to get it all done here. I really wanted to come on earlier today, and I just didn't have the time. So, but anyway, guys, geomagnetic storm. This hit yesterday. This was from a coronal hole. That's solar wind that spews out of the sun when the corona of the sun gets a hole in it. It's plasma, guys, and it follows a magnetic connection line to us because plasma is charged gas. And don't forget that the sun's connected to absolutely everything. Right? So, yeah. Okay. So, as we get moving here, you see right here we had a flare. Now, listen, guys. This flare had nothing to do with this. I'm really starting to get a little frustrated with some of these guys out here talking about flares and CMEs. Because they don't know what they're talking about, guys. And I don't say that to be mean. I say that to be truthful. Because a CME and a flare are not the same thing. So if you guys hear somebody say, hey, we're waiting on this flare to hit, you might want to ask them what are they talking about, right? Yeah. Because a flare is here in 8 minutes. X-ray. Right? Now, there's CMEs that come with the flares most of the time. That's this, geomagnetic activity. So, again, guys, that takes some time. That takes time to get here, 2 to 3 days. So this had nothing to do with this one. So, with that being said, we'll move on from that. But that was a low level. We don't need to be really talking a whole lot about that because it didn't do much. But increase Aurora and some geoelectric stuff. Not no major stuff. Now remember when we had the satellites, problem issue with the rockets, that was during a low level storm also. But again, we could talk about that till the cows come home. But that's not something that was expected, especially 2 weeks in a row, because it happened twice. So remember that. But that was kind of a perfect storm situation. It was, those things were fired off, but, when it does happen back to back and they lose a total of 44 satellites, that's kind of crazy. Hey, Ralphio, how you doing? All right. So anyway, guys, I'm just going to keep moving here because I do want to get this stuff out to you guys because we do have a big sunspot getting ready to turn towards Earth. See this right here? This one was an old sunspot that fired off M-class flares over here. It got around to the back, and we can't really say for sure, but most likely it fired that big, huge eruption. Now, it did come from the sunspot, but we don't know exactly how powerful it was. But in my opinion, yes, it was an X-class flare. The second thing I would say to that was not a grid down situation, even if it was to hit us. Okay? So please keep that in mind. And I've said this a lot. If it's ever going to be some sort of a grid down situation, I'm going to come tell you, okay, if I can. If we still have whatever, if it hits unexpected, obviously I can't do nothing about that. But please be cautious, getting strung up into that kind of because I did for a very long time. And I think most of you guys know that. And I've progressed past and gained a little bit of knowledge now about what space weather is, and it's alleviated some of that knee-jerk fear. And that's what I'm trying to do for you guys. I don't want nobody to be scared because there's no sense in it. You know, there's nothing we can do about it anyway, except for, you know, control our own little space. So just kind of keep that in mind, guys. If you start going out there and you're listening to guys calling things just like, you know, like it's the worst thing in the world, this has never happened before. Well, when somebody says that, this is what you ask them. You say, hey, it's never happened before. Well, go back 11 years. Okay? Go back 11 years and look at your sunspot cycle right here. See this? This is a normal progression. Now, nobody knows exactly how powerful our sun cycle is going to be. There's a lot of forecasted things going on. A lot of people got it wrong already. Okay? Now, that happens, but it's not like way wrong. You see the forecasted line here? This is the amount of sunspots. Amount of days that sunspots are facing Earth. Okay, that's what I want to say there. That's how they measure the sun cycle. But if you go back 11 years from where we're at right now, okay, what do you find? The same stuff. Okay, now I'm not saying that we're not going to have a big cycle here, because we could. We're definitely above average, even their forecasting. It's never been below their forecasted line here so far this sun cycle. It's always been above or right on it. But just remember, this is a natural course as we peak up. You see the slow slant curve back down? That's exactly what happens. And you can go back as far as you want. You can go back years. See this right here, this timeline? If I grab this and I grab it and I go like this, we'll go back to 1900 and just look at the cycles. You see that? I want you guys to notice something. You see this cycle? Look at this cycle. That was back in the 60s. We're all still here. We all have power. Now, it doesn't mean that we can't catch a big flare. That's not what I'm saying. All I'm saying is that this is a natural thing. There is a natural uptick and a natural decline. It's a sun cycle. And none of us know. All this is telling you about is the number of sunspots. It's not saying anything about how powerful they are. And in my opinion, it's not really going to be that one big one. It's going to be like a double tap or a triple tap. You know, 2 or 3 right in a row. That's my opinion. And there's actually some science behind that. And I ain't got time to go into it right now, but I did want to bring that up because this is getting talked about a lot right now. And I want people to understand that you have to bring it down to a level that is maintainable. You can't just go straight through the roof. If I came out here every day and said everything I was saying was critical information, everything that I was saying was like emergency stuff, this, that, and the other, when there's time, when the time comes for me to actually need to do that, nobody's going to listen. Nobody. So keep it real, guys. Anybody out there making videos, please, just keep it real. If you don't know the answer to something, don't be afraid to say it. Say, I don't know. I'll go try to find for you. And again, guys, I'm embarrassed about half the stuff I used to talk about. I used to, you know, I really am. Really, really early on in my whole thing here on YouTube. You know, it's all still there. Everybody can go look at it. And I leave it there so people can understand and see the growth that we've done here and see that, you know, we're having a better understanding now. And it's not, you know, I don't care if it's mainstream or alternative. If I see something and I think it's the truth, that's what I'm going with. And you guys should do the same. Don't trust the word I'm saying. Go look at what I'm showing you and go from there. You know, I never tell, just trust me. Just trust me. You hear people saying that, man, you really need to be clicking on that X button at the top right corner. Just saying. Yeah. Good one, Count Coop. Yep. So don't cry, Solar Wolf. That's awesome. Good one, brother. Like that one. Okay, so this is the Discover data here. Okay, so our our space weather conditions are pretty normal right now. Pretty ambient. Our BZ, it did this now just dip down to like -8 or something like that right there. Maybe -6, maybe. Yeah. And that's what we look for. So, yeah. Now, this is your density. Okay, and that's all normal. The solar wind speed, 500. Anything above 500 is considered a little bit over what we would expect for normal conditions. Sorry about that, guys. Man, my mouth is dry tonight, guys. Wow. Sorry. My speech is probably even a little jacked up because of it. But yeah. Hey, Trix, how you doing? Okay, so here is ISWA, and I was gonna like re-update these things and give you guys. Matter of fact, I'm going to do that right now. I'll give you guys a couple different looks, and we will just roll with that. So, anybody here from the lifeboat, guys? I'm going to be going live right at about 9, maybe 2 or 3 minutes late. But yeah, if you guys don't know what the lifeboat is, it's the other channel we have. It's about addiction recovery and alcoholism, drug addiction, that kind of thing. If you guys are interested in that, please come visit over there. It would be a great thing. We had a doctor on. We did an interview 2 days ago from a Suboxone doctor. Most of you guys probably know what that drug is by now. And it's, in my case, it was a miracle drug. So, just so you know. Okay, so what are we looking at here? We are definitely looking at an uptick in activity. Now, I'm just going to take you guys over to Seas to show you this, the Soho. But, gosh dang it. Trying to get you guys the other view here. Where's the 211 at? That's stupid. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause this. You guys see this, this here? That's the 304 from Stereo A. That's our side view satellite, right? And I'm going to bring it up here with this one because this is the same filter. This is just on SDO. This is the one that's out in front of the Earth looking at the sun. This one's off to the side looking at the sun. Okay? So, what we're looking at here, guys, is 2 different perspectives, obviously. And here is that sunspot that was firing off those big flares. It fired off 2 M-class flares as it left the other side when it was facing us already before. This thing has survived. And it got back here, and then it really blew a big one. We don't know exactly how powerful. It's probably a low-class X flare, I would guess. Maybe a mid-class. I wouldn't say it was like, like I said, it's not a grid-down thing. And again, I can't say that for certain either, but I wouldn't think it would be that powerful. But this is our side view, so this one is the sunspot we're talking about. Okay, notice how the pixelation is? That's because they wait and they get better data in and they fix this like 2 or 3 days later. But that's because it's a little bit further away, communication issues, that kind of thing. But this is the one that we typically look at. This is SDO, and you're going to see how this thing is starting to come through right there. Okay, as this gets in front of us, we're going to have to pay attention. And I'm not even kidding there. Okay, that thing will be active. If history is showing us anything, that thing's going to be active. So, and here is the 171 version. Now this is LASCO C2. This is our basically it's doing the same thing SDO is doing. It's just in a slightly different position. Not a real massive difference, but it is. It's about 1 million miles closer to the sun than what we are. And it's out in front of us, kind of off to our, I guess if you're looking at the sun, it would be the east, which is actually left. Believe it or not. Hey, Jeff, what's up, brother? Hey, Trish. What's up, Seven? You are? Bam. Okay, so anyway, guys, you guys can see this, right? I'm going to go ahead and zoom in a little bit because I do want to get this in here. So as you're looking at this, guys, watch your date. Okay, see that? That was an explosion there, eruption on the 19th. Now look at this. Look what happens on the 20th. Top left, bottom right, boom, boom. Okay? And then we even had an eruption over here. What I'm saying, guys, is we're having continuous eruptions on the sun right now. They're not all in the same spot, but there's multiple sunspots. There's going to be eruptions, and ultimately you're going to have somebody out there screaming that the sky's falling. Okay? It's not. All right? Yeah. I seen that, Rip. We're going to touch on that here in the next day or two on the lifeboat, by the way. It's definitely, I talked to Dr. Jetmore about that a little bit, just for a second. But yeah, me and Tommy's talked about that. The CDC's has come out with new guidelines on that. Anyway, but as we'll talk about that here in a little while, Rip. I'm going to be doing a live here as soon as I get off stream here. Okay, so that's what you got there. Multiple eruptions. This sunspot is going to be firing things. Okay, see that? I mean, and there's multiple other ones on the sun right now. So just kind of keep that in mind, guys, as we go through this next week, because it will be, we will be touching on it. Now, this is our magnetosphere. That's density, nothing else, just density. This is magnetic pressure. This is what most people understand the best, because we all understand what pressure is, right? I mean, something pushing on you, right? Pretty much, or pushing out. And as you can see, we're taking little hits right now because we did enter a coronal hole stream, and like I said, guys, it did put us into a geomagnetic storm about 24 hours ago. Very, very short-lived. Nothing much came of it. Okay, so let me show you the geoelectric field. This is different. This is not magnetics. This is space weather's effect on our electrical grid. Artificial electrical components. Okay, notice that things aren't really all that active. You're seeing a little blap, boom, 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 boom. That's about it, right? Nothing much going on right now. Don't let your guard down in the fact that we need to pay attention. That's all. And again, it's all about being aware, not scared. And I know Rip understands that. I mean, we talk about that all the time. But this is Aurora. You're not going to see much right now. Matter of fact, I'm not even going to waste your guys' time on that because it's not really showing a whole lot of Aurora. See that? It's because we're not having any kind of space weather right now at Earth at the present time. So this is seeds. Now I'm going to take you guys to the 18th. This is the same view I showed you guys over there on ISWA a minute ago. But I'm going to run you through. This is the 18th. We're going to look at the eruptions. Matter of fact, I'm going to go back another day. And there ain't really nothing there either. Okay. So, about the 18th, we had a couple eruptions. 19th, we definitely start seeing stuff. Okay. So I'll pause it right about there. Again, this is what we call a partial halo. That one there, I think, actually went off the backside. We can't tell if it's coming at us if we see a halo. We have to go look at stereo A, our side view, to see, because that black occulter blacks anything that's coming right at us. Now look here on the 20th. I showed you guys this a minute ago, but notice what's going on here. 1, 2, 3 partial halo eruptions. These are not small ones, guys. Okay? And we also actually had a couple sun divers that dove into the sun a couple days ago also. Well, they didn't actually make it to the sun. They got burned up before they got there. But there were two of them traveling together, and they got burned up. I've shown you guys those in the past, but so yeah. But notice that, guys. Look. So we're just got to pay attention. This is really why I'm doing this live stream, because I want you guys to understand that. We have to pay attention when we're going, when we're talking about this stuff. But we don't want to overdo it, okay? I see so much of that. And it really, because people that do that, anybody that does that, if you're doing it, right? So just understand that you're losing your credibility when things that you say like that never, ever happen. So when it is time to really be like, hey, guys, we need to pay attention, nobody's going to listen to you. Nobody. And it's okay if you get things wrong. That's why I leave my mistakes out there and I come out and tell you guys about it. Just be able to admit it when you're wrong. That's all I'm saying. Your people will like you a lot better. I promise you. And if you're judging your success over subscriber count and views, you might want to turn inwards and look. Because I actually had somebody say that to me. Somebody else that wrote has another channel actually said that. I'll always have more subscribers than you. And that right there told me everything I needed to know. Because he was judging his success by that number of subscribers. And it also told me that he didn't give a crap about his subscribers at all. He just wanted that number. So anyway, we will keep moving. So this is spaceweather.com. We got 4 sunspots right now. This one here is that big one getting ready to rotate in. Okay. Now, about 24 hours ago, we had 7 sunspots facing Earth. Okay. What does that mean? Well, it just means we have an increased chance of space weather, eruptions, solar flares, CMEs. This is some of the Aurora. Now, they're talking about over here at spaceweather.com. Please go give them some love. They're talking about an old sunspot. All right? So, yeah, that's that same sunspot I was just telling you about. This thing, rotated through. It's already been in the front, all the way around the back. So, it's been like 2 or 3 weeks, and it's getting ready to face us again. And it actually got stronger. At least it appeared to be. And they can see the backside by using some, I think they call it helioseismology. They're able to at least get a model together to give us some sort of an idea what's on the backside by the vibration of the surface of the sun. That's how they do it, right? Now, I'm not going to go get all technical with you guys here and bore you, but that's how they do it. You're going to notice our noctilucent clouds are starting to fade away now because we're getting into spring. They only happen in winter in the northern and southern hemispheres, respectively. Okay? And noctilucent clouds are water vapor freezing around meteor dust in the highest parts of our atmosphere. Okay? And they look blue and metallic in color. So this is earthquakes. I'm not going to really talk a whole lot about this because, I'm just showing it to you. I'll report on it, but I can't give you any kind of good technical advice or really even explain a whole lot about what's going on with earthquakes. I do believe that our space weather does affect it. I can't point to anything in particular. I know that there's people out there that know how to do that. I don't. Okay? Why is it called solar minimum? Oh, that's a good question, actually, Raven. Because, I'll show you. Solar minimum just means we're on this side of the curve. Okay? And over here. Okay? When we're in solar minimum, we're always moving. We're never in the same spot when we're talking about solar minimum and solar maximum. Okay? We're either moving towards solar minimum or we're moving away from it. And the same thing goes for solar maximum. All that's telling you is that that's the number of sunspots. That's really all they're talking about when they say that. Now, if you talk about a grand solar minimum, which I know people really grabbed a hold of, and I even talked about it early on my channel, I kind of regret it a little bit because, a lot of that stuff just never happened. Now, they talk about a grand solar minimum, which could be this sun cycle or the next sun cycle. So, but that's why. We're always moving either towards or away solar maximum and solar minimum. We're never standing still here. And all it means is the position of where you're at in the sun cycle, Raven. But that's a great question. I appreciate that. That's a good question. Thank you. Okay. So, let me go here. Going to, let's do this real quick. Yeah. So, I'm going to, do this real quick, where's that at? Tell you what, let's do this. About there? Yep, it's there. Okay. This is the live stream I'm getting ready to start over on the lifeboat. Okay? Copy. Hey, please guys come over and show me some love. Showed me and Tommy some love over here. Rip will probably be over there. Raven, Miss Hermit's over there. Guys, there's a lot of people here that come over and visit, and they're part of the lifeboat. And we're helping people. It's about addiction. I'm not going to go too much more into that right here, but I am going to be going over there right now, okay? So know that. I'm going over there right now to start this live stream up, and we're going to talk. We're going to talk about this, the Geomagnetic curve. It's about the position you are in your addiction and then in your recovery and all this stuff. So we're going to talk about this a little bit. Hope you guys come over and check it out. Please show me some love. Come over there and just, hang out, talk in the chat. People are always receptive over there. And, yeah. Hey, back at you, Alfred. But, yeah, so I wanted to pop on here and give you guys an update on this. So that's actually what's going on. So if you want to come over and hang out with me on the lifeboat, I would really appreciate it. I'll give you guys another update probably tomorrow at some point, because I do think we're going to have an uptick. Okay? I really do. All right? And I know I'm already late, so please just hold on there a second, okay? I'm going over there right now. So God bless, guys. Yahusha saves, and you can drink this Kool-Aid.